Hey everyone, Ryan here, and today we're taking a look at the LEGO Star Wars 75183 Darth Vader Transformation with 282 pieces, 3 minifigs shown below, which we'll take a closer look at in a moment. This set was released in summer of 2017 for a retail price of just $25, which ain't too bad. I think it was a really good value at the time it was released. However, if you want to buy one new in the box like I have here on the third-party market in 2022, it'll cost you $70+ very likely. But in today's video, if you're interested, I'll help you decide if it's worth the higher price tag. Back of the box shows the Anakin side of the Darth Vader transformation, as well as some feature shots, and that's about it. Not a whole lot going on in here, just instructions and pieces. Oh, and in case you wanted some nostalgia, this is what's in the back of the instructions. Let's take a look at the minifigs included in this one. The first minifigure up is battle-damaged Anakin Skywalker, or I guess technically Darth Vader at this point in time. I only have one problem with this figure, and that's LEGO's printing quality once again ruining an otherwise great figure, at least to me. A lot of kids wouldn't care about this, maybe even some collectors don't care about this, but you'll notice the skin tones on the chest and the face and the arm are just clearly different because they refuse to do a second or stronger layer of ink on this chest area, so it ends up being super washed out compared to the rest of the skin on the character. A real big shame, but that is what has been happening on LEGO Star Wars figures, or LEGO figures in general, I'm sure, that have this sort of thing for a long time now. Next, we have Darth Vader himself, and this is a very good Darth Vader minifigure. Really, the only thing it is missing that they ended up putting on a Darth Vader figure in 2020 was arm printing, so this was a few years away from being perfect in my opinion, but still very good and very serviceable for a $25 set. It's got the newer style helmet mold, very much newer style at the time. It's about 6 or 7 years old now. Underneath that helmet, I had to do a double take when I opened the bags for the set. I thought I got 2 Anakin heads, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, because they just put the helmet on him. Obviously, his face wouldn't be like the super grayed out one, or whatever they usually use on the older Darth Vader minifigures versus this, obviously, which is supposed to be Anakin right after he got turned into Darth Vader. So you can see the same face there, which is interesting and unique, but the 2-part helmet comes apart and goes together just fine there. The cape is one of the softer capes, which is always appreciated because soft capes are superior. They don't like wear down as poorly over time. And you'll see no back print. Actually kind of surprising. And apparently I didn't put the figure all the way together. There we go. But no back print on that guy. Usually they have a back print on a lot of figures that have capes, but yeah, I don't think it's needed, so it's good there. Not wasting the ink. Same deal here with Emperor Palpatine. He's got the soft cape and, again, no back print on him. But as far as torso print, he's just got his typical Sith robes on there. Nothing crazy or special going on. Got a hood piece, and if we remove that hood piece, you'll actually see that Palpatine is going to have 2 faces. So he's got his one evil look, and then he's got his, like, evil look. So 2 looks for Palpatine is very cool in this set to give you a range of emotions of evil. And then finally here we have a medical droid. This one has a 3rd leg attached to the back. At least I think it's a 3rd leg for him. Just uses typical battle droid legs and a very brick built body, very squared off looking, very interesting look. The arms are of course going to be posable, but the legs a little bit less so. They don't really have a very big range of motion on this medical droid. They don't really need to because he'll just be standing on the platform while working on Darth Vader. But yeah, this guy's an interesting figure inclusion, and even though he's not counted as a minifig on the box, I mean, they count battle droids as minifigs, so this is just as good as one of those, and it looks pretty good. Now, this whole build for the Darth Vader transformation is all done on a single platform that is essentially 8 separate sections, which is a really cool vibe for the set. It gives it a real sense of scale and gives you enough room to play with your characters in that space. So I really like it, and I think it's a really nice building technique to use some of these larger pieces that you can see connecting underneath the plates, and so that gives it a very rigid build. You don't have to worry about it breaking as a playset, which is great, obviously, because if kids are going to be playing around with this, you want to avoid breaking. 4 of the sections are solely for minifigure space, so you have enough space to fit figures around and have them in different positions if you'd like. So they are just completely empty spots that allow you to place figures on. But then the 4 other spots are where the magic happens. So you've got some medical droids. This first one here floating about and can be removed from its position on the platform, and he looks pretty good there. Just very simple, kind of reminds you of one of those Darth Maul probe droids, just a bit of a souped up build from what we've had in sets like that, and that can be placed back on very easily. Then we have some lightsabers clipped on here, the gold one for Palpatine and the silver one Move that out of the way. On the right for Darth Vader. And there's a really cool function because when Darth Vader in episode 3 loses his crap over Padme, he basically ruins the room, and you can essentially recreate that by pushing on these levers here so you can make things pop off and pretend like it's flying around. Obviously that didn't move too much. Let me see if I hit it a little bit harder. It can go kind of far, or at least until it hits something else. So it does have a good travel distance to it, I feel like, for what it is, but it's not like the craziest play feature ever, and it's certainly not something I would personally make use of as a display set. The same feature can be found on the other side with the medical droid. Again, if you just push on this, you can pop the medical droid off. It's really cool, and the medical droid itself is really well designed. I am a big fan of this one. It's really accurate, and it's even got that red canister, basically, that Darth Vader force like squeezes and it like blows up in episode 3, so I love that. And all of the arms have different tools that can move up and down, so as you spin this guy around, you can use different tools on Darth Vader. Placing Darth Vader down is as simple as it looks. You literally just put him on the studs and he is good to go, and when you push up on this lever, you can raise him up and basically recreate the scene where he finds out that Padme has passed and he goes, no, and then breaks everything, you know? However, this set is supposed to be the transformation of Anakin to Darth Vader. So if you spin this knob here, you can actually flip that little medical pad or bed, whatever you want to call it, over. And then there's another blank side that looks exactly the same where you can place Anakin Skywalker, obviously very battle damaged Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader. And then you can drop him down and you can do your operation on him with the medical droid off to the side with Palpatine overlooking the operation. And then when you're ready, there's enough space in the middle here, essentially, where you don't have to raise it to flip it, if that makes sense. You can actually just flip Anakin to Darth Vader while he's all the way down, and then raise Darth Vader up, which looks so cool. Like, that's an awesome thing to be able to recreate that scene from episode 3 with this small of a set. And there is still one more killer play feature on this set. Obviously, the Anakin head and Darth Vader head here are exactly the same, and that is for good reason, because you're, of course, turning this character into this one, and it's like literally the same moment. And so with the helmet removed, you can actually place it in these rubber pieces here. So we're going to want to push in a little bit just so it gets stuck in there. It's a little, yeah, like that. Perfect. And so you'll notice it has some movement to the arm and up and down. Putting Darth Vader into his suit is just phenomenal here. As you push it down, you just push in until basically the piece is attached, and then you're usually able to pull away, no problem. You then have Darth Vader for the first time. So it's super sick. What a play feature. Just incredibly well designed there. And it doesn't hide away the best. Like, there's a few different like positions you can try to put this in, but ultimately from like a display perspective, this part is kind of ugly, but for the functionality of it, totally worth it. It's so cool. This is just simply one of the coolest playsets in its price range. For $25 in 2017, it honestly could not be beat for such an iconic scene from Revenge of the Sith. This is a 9.5 out of 10 from me. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments section below, and you can check out more LEGO Star Wars reviews on the end screen now.